Hello folks and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a lap attack review of Le Mans. This is how I did it, piece by piece, play by play, unedited, live as we would do it, but with me reacting to how I drove and what I did and giving you just a general overview of what goes into the detail of winning one of these gold trophies and how I go about it. So you've just watched me go through the settings there. I do that in every video. It will be traction control 1, default ABS and everything else off. Today we're in the Peugeot 98 HDI. It's one of the prototype cars that they do at Le Mans, and we're accelerating at the start finish straight, making first turn. Now at this point I'm usually remembering what I've done in S1, but I can't remember, so we'll see where we go. So we brake as we hit the straight, missed the apex, rundled over the curbs, missed the apex, and away goes the Ghost. And that'll probably be the last we see of him, because we've not done a full lap of this course ever on this version of the game. So we've done it before in previous games, and I've played the older games as well. Oh, I can't remember what they were. I'll remember that in a few minutes. But there was a game called 24 Hours du Mans, which was a real strange game. It had intro music from a very, very popular band at the time, which again will come back to me, but there we are. So this is first time out, and as you notice the video is about 30 minutes long, so you'll guess I don't actually complete it first time. Missed the apex there, missed the apex there, and away we go. And I'm quite surprised I got this far in my memory. So gold with a 318-700. We did spot the braking points down here on the sectors tests. However, ultimately we achieve a faster speed here, so a brake on the marker. I don't actually brake way too late. Oh, a bit out of control there, and then we're going to slide over these curbs, and the Ghost is disappearing, isn't he? He's well away. So the main point of the cycle lap is to go as fast as I can and see if I can actually complete it. And there are actually so many tracks that I've done that on the videos so far where I don't expect to, and I've just driven it really well. So brake just before the apex there, hit that corner in second on the apex and accelerating. We're actually catching up to the Ghost there, look. So we're over halfway around the circuit, definitely the midpoint has passed, and we're going full ball down here. This is good stuff. The track looks a little bit damp, but I guess it hasn't rained, there's nothing on the wet marker. So away we go, we come down here, and we totally back end slid away there, and we get DQ'd for straying over to the right, and I don't think both wheels went off track, but hey, not to worry, let's try again. So let's just recall what we did. So we're going to go around turn 1, we're going to straighten up in 6th gear, we're going to brake for the corner and see how well we do. We haven't actually completed a lap yet, so we've got no Ghost of our own. And we're a fair way ahead of the old Ghost. Oh, that's it, wasn't it? What I remember from completing this is the Ghost car doesn't actually rev it out. So you'll notice that we're actually going to catch him up at certain points if we can actually hit the curb. So I'm still getting used to the rhythm. I don't know if I get nervous when I start these. I guess I do a little bit. Every time I go on there, on this game, I get a little bit nervous in a sense of things. It's naturally one of those things, I think. Jump in a car, you'll be a bit nervous, and then as your confidence grows with just coming round to it for the day, you'll get into it. So braking point here, I'm trying to work out last marker, end of those shadows. No, I actually overcooked that. Oh dear, yeah. Oh, I've just saved that and blew it. That's attempt number 2. Oof. Commentating is not something I do naturally, folks. I stumble a lot on my words, and I apologise for that. It's because I try and do everything live, and I attempt to do everything fresh as it happens. So here we are again round this corner, 6th gear. As soon as the car goes straight, brake and aim to hit the apex early. 2nd gear, missed it again. Running wide, away goes the Ghost. You'll get used to that. That's going to be a repetitive story, and that sun's a bit of a swine. So anyway, my commentary, I try not to do second takes. What happens is what happens. I'm not perfect. I've never been trained in videography or anything like that. Way back in my school days, some 33 years ago maybe, I did photography GCSE back in the days when I was at school, and that's as much as I understand. So everything I've done and learned in this process is all new. So making videos, editing intros, mixing sound, editing my own sound, trying to take out my coughs and sneezes is all me. So everything is me, and I'm not bigging that up. It's just saying it's learning, folks. If I make mistakes, I've made mistakes. I know I have, and I can only apologise. I'll get better. But if I corrected every mistake, I'd never let a video go. I'd be too perfect. I try to be too perfect, and I don't want to be that way. I want it fresh, I want it natural, I want it live. So here we go, back to the point. We're revving up to where we fail a lot, so braking on the last marker. I'm actually braking just past it. I feel I should be braking on the flag, but that's actually feeling good. We're closer than we've been to the ghost yet, so we're doing okay. So here we go, building up through the gears. Looking to brake on the apex of the dog leg as we get to this next corner, which would be ideal. Still haven't set a time for ourselves. Over 200. Braking just there, that's beautiful. Second gear. Then we go. Don't stray too far left on braking there, but you can run out quite wide here. Bit bizarre. I think we might see that on another take, but here we go. Catching up the old ghost. And we know we blew it last time out at this next corner, so let's see what happens. What we're going to do is we're just going to try and not cut in so tight. We're going to go out left. Oh, happy days. Gave herself some more room and got DQ'd. Well, let's remember that for next time round. So back at it. Peugeot 908, lovely car. Actually very nice to drive. Little bit twitchy when you lift your foot off. And I'm going to learn about that in a minute, I think. If you've got your foot in, it's a good downforce car. So braking down to this corner, and we hit the apex nicely, fourth attempt. But the ghost still comes alongside us. We're actually level with it. We're pulling away from it because it doesn't rev out. Got that corner quite well. Remember that for next time round. Here we go, fourth gear through there, lovely. Am I lifting on this corner or am I hammering it? We're flat out, beautiful. And the ghost is way behind us. Look how far that ghost is back. You can see it in the mirror there. He's in the distance and he's falling away. I'd say we're a second and a half up, maybe two. Here we go, coming down the straight here. What I think we're going to see here is a little bit of steering wheel wobble. There it is. Brake in. Oh, the ghost came past us there. He braked way later than we did, but we're keeping with him. And this is where you'll really learn. You'll really see how much we chase him down when he doesn't out-rev the engine. He doesn't go to the flashes. He doesn't drive it like a Honda, which I've said a few times. Trying to find a catchy phrase that I can use for videos later on. But here we go. We're ahead of him again. We're going to look for that last marker. And by the looks of it, I braked just after it. Or the reaction of me seeing that flag is me braking later than I should. And he comes past us again because he keeps more speed going through there. So here we go, chasing the old ghost car again. That's something I've said, haven't I? Let's chase it, not race it. Because when you race it, you have to leave it room. And I'm guilty of that so many times in these videos. There we go, braking nice and tight in second gear. Run over the apex, we missed it slightly. Chase him out. Let's rev it out again, let's overtake him. We can drive through him. Do I drive through him or do I go around him? It feels stupid to drive around him, but I have done it. I've done it. I've even driven off the circuit, giving way to a ghost car. But here we go, our nemesis corner. So I'm going to try and just keep the power on and not turn so much. Well, back end's gone off the track again. Here we go. Back to the start, another 3 minutes wasted. I'm not thinking about traction control at all at this time. We've still got traction control 1. We're good. This car doesn't have DPF or what's it called, drag reduction system, or the boost back. It doesn't have anything like that, so you're just naturally running on the carb or the turbo or whatever it is. It's diesel, isn't it? HDI? Yes, it's turbo diesel. So it doesn't have the energy recovery or similar. Ooh, we messed that up a bit. Go wide off the track. Yep, back to the start. Kind of thought I'd get this a bit sooner, but there we go. We're 10 minutes in and starting again. Back through the motions. I didn't for 1 minute not enjoy any of this. It's a good circuit, good car, it's a good test. But what's surprising is I'm not really crashing, I'm not really going out of bounds. I have done once at the chicane down there, but as a point to note, consistent laps wise, I'm now on the pace of the Ghost, so it's only took him 4 or 5 attempts to get that pace up through this part of the circuit, and now we've got to work on braking later into these bends down here. So I kept my foot in there but went a bit wide. We're still leaving that Ghost behind, which is good to see. So now we've really got to concentrate on getting into these chicanes, and that's where my brain was when I was doing that. I remember I'm running down the centre of the white line, I'm now moving over to the left to try and create the entry. I'm going to brake as late as I can on the end of that shadow, that white flag, in we go, and then back he comes. He's so quick into there. But we're going to get him again, so no dramas. So here we go. Up through the gears. He's probably got away from us slightly there, but we'll give him room and pass him on the right hand side. That's so stupid. But that's it, that's where we're going, that's what we're doing. I like to see the braking point. He's now come across, so I'm going to have to move over slightly to the right to see the braking point. Here we go, moving over, taking the white line. Braking point down through the gears, second gear, in and running, following through. Nah, he takes a bit of curb there, and he takes a bit of curb there, so I borrow a bit back. Learning all the time, educate yourself, watch what that Ghost's doing, use it as a tool to learn from. It's a good thing, you know, those Ghosts. Some people I know don't like the Ghosts because they don't like racing them because they get in the way. But you've got the facility to move that Ghost forward if you want, as long as you don't go too far behind him and lose him, because he's your pace setter. He's what you need to be measured against, because he's benchmarked against that gold, and if you come anywhere near this boy, you're going to get that gold. So it's a point to note. So here we go, revving through it. We're coming up to the corner that we know we've lost it 3 times on now. So here we go, give him some room, drive through him, whatever we want to do. Am I going to lift this time early? No, keep my foot in. Oh, and look at it, there it goes again. Didn't learn. I think the next thing to do is to lift. And lift early and move through that corner off the gas. Let's see what happens. Let's see. It does get frustrating where you get past the difficult bit and then you crash it, ultimately through something that is your own fault. Because we know keeping the throttle in round that corner, we know that going left to give us more room, trying to turn in later doesn't work because you end up to the track on the right hand side. So with that, I'm gonna have to lift and coast round the corner just to get round the corner and see what we can do to complete a lap time. Oh, that was shocking. Missed the apex off the track. Wowzers. And for those of you that are looking at the clock and thinking how long he can go on for, we're just at the 13-minute mark. So, as we keep moving on, let's do it again. Round the corner, 6th gear, as you straighten up, brake, apex the first corner, apex the second corner. You should stay in front of the Ghost. Well, we missed that apex. We got that apex nicely, but the Ghost's gone. So we're going to be chasing him now, not racing him, chase him. We're not cutting so much on that corner this time out, but we've got a better line through this corner a bit early. Oh, lost the back end. Going to lose the back end again there. And 5th gear, we're going to keep it flat and hit that. We're going a bit wide, but we're good. We're good. Get the power in. Away we go. Down the straight. Need to be thinking about catching that boy up. Plenty to catch. Plenty of time, actually. Graphics on this game are good, aren't they? I know I'm only on a PS4, but I am using a steering wheel. I'm using a G7 Missed that corner, slid into there too late. So I'm on a G29. I've got a 30... No, I've got a 42-inch widescreen on my rig. Single screen, works nicely with the PlayStation. I've tried it on a super ultra wide, but PlayStation 4 doesn't project well onto that level of screen. So I've got a custom built cockpit. I say custom built, it's made from MDF. I built it myself, looked at some plans online and thought they don't really suit me. I'm 6'2", I know my size. I bought a seat off Amazon, a BMW replacement seat. Oh, that's messed that one up. That's me talking, look. I'm talking about other things than the game, because just this moment I remember going through some difficult times and it was frustrating. Back to the start, doing it again. But just giving you some info on me and the rig. So I've got a gear stick, I've got a clutch pedal. The clutch and the pedals are actually from a G25 which I'm running on my PC, but they're an older set of pedals. They're from the very first steering wheel I purchased. They're inverted, they're removed from the case, and then they're bolted to an MDF board, so they operate just like a car pedal. I've actually moved them, spaced them differently because I've got big feet, and there we go. That's what happens when you clip that curb too deep. Back to the start. So those pedals react really well. They are G29, so they're not anything complicated. Occasionally I like to give the old potentiometers a bit of a squirt with some PTFE spray. For those of you that don't know what PTFE is, WD-40 or a silicon cycle spray, something like that. That'll do the trick. Every month or so, give them a squeeze, because what I found was they go dry, and sometimes you'll jump on the rig and you'll have trouble controlling the throttle, and it's purely because in mine the right hand side pedal is probably exposed to where a draft is. Breeze blows through there and generally it does dry them out. So age and time, keep your stuff serviced, folks. Don't let it get dirty, don't let it overheat. It all makes up to making your stuff last long. So where are we on the circuit? If you're still watching, 205 mile an hour approaching the first chicane. We've been really struggling to get into here a couple of times, which we shouldn't do. We should be better than that. But my brain was probably thinking about later corners, thinking, how the hell am I going to get around that thing? So we come right all right through there, second gear, third gear, up to fourth. We're doing okay. But he's a lot further down, so we really need to improve sector 1, sector 2 as well. I like to call that part of the track the stadium sector. It's an area on the circuit where there's a lot of spectators, and down this way you only really get spectators at the known gathering points, because down here it's public highway admittedly, but it's private lands off to the left or right, so you don't get much in the way of spectators down here. So I think this was the site of the where the Mercedes did the flip down this part. So imagine that with spectators, holy hell. So missed that one. Oh, blew it off the circuit. Back to the start, folks. So I appreciate that if you've lasted the 17 minutes we're at. Thank you very much, folks. Some of you will have switched off. So that's another thing I've been doing. I'm making lots and lots of short videos, lots of instructional videos. And of that, only 50% of people are watching 20% of the videos. So if I make a 1 minute video, most people are only watching 20 seconds. It looks like you're skipping through and watching the keen bit, because the style of videos I've been doing are instructional videos. It seems like you're really only interested. Holy hell. Flip the curb again, folks. Back to the start. So it seems you're only watching the bits of the videos you want to watch, and that's why I made the instructional videos the way I have. You've got a short 10-second intro, an instructional video which shows the settings and the setup at the start, because not everybody's going to understand the format. So I thought I had to do an overlay of each setup of how the settings are for each track and how you find the circuit, because you guys are skipping through, and the next guy that comes along, he's probably going to watch a couple and get the understanding, and then he can skip through again. So I still felt I needed it. End of the video is just a bit of banter really between you and me, and we're talking about the times I've set and my friends. And with that, if you've got this far, 18 minutes into the video, and you're not on my friends list, you can join me on my PlayStation Network friends list, because I'm Widdowmaker 10144. Widdowmaker is spelt double D. Okay, so with that, anybody that watches this far, you're appreciated. And if you want to, leave me a comment and say your name, and I'll look into you, and I'll make sure that you are subscribed. Well, can't make you subscribe, but I'll make sure that you have a reason to come back. And there we go, charging back down the straight. We're getting back closer to where I thought we could get to. And we're what? 19 minutes in. So we're coming close to getting it. We still haven't completed a lap after 20 minutes. Holy hell, folks. Breaking down at second gear, and we're behind the ghost car. But we're doing alright. Gonna cut this apex. Run it out wide, not too wide, don't get DQ'd. Up into 5th, then up into 6th. Here we go, charging down here. Like this part of the circuit, gets up on the old beer down here. Braking on that end of that shadow, down to 2nd. Run over that apex, beautiful, and then chase that ghost. Now I'm really thinking about the next bit of the track. Where am I going to fail at? So, are we going to lift and get through this corner? Is it now, or is now not the time? Are we going to keep the power in? So, one slight kink to go, and then we're on it. So I'm staying centre. I've lifted. We're through. Beautiful. Down to 2nd gear for this corner. Keep the power on. Keep the power on. This could be it, folks. This could be the one. Oh, brake too bloody late. Oh. So I know what to do. Oh, Jesus. I know what to do now, don't I? I know to lift. Maybe not so much. And then I know to brake for that corner. Back to the start. Away we go. Beautiful. Here we go, round the corner. And it's keeping a sense of humour that's key sometimes to this. Lovely game. It's graphically awesome. I mean, I'd love a PS5. I'd love to see the game in all its splendour. I'd love to see if it does actually drive differently. But here it is. It's a PlayStation 4. It's an old machine. Older. But it's still beautiful. And the only reason you can knock it is because I'm too tight to spend the money on a PlayStation 5. I'm not too tight. I've got a room full of stunning equipment. And a PlayStation 5 just isn't on the buy list yet, especially when this is actually this good. But here we go then. Chasing the ghost car. Approaching chicane number 1. Revving it out, 209 mile an hour, braking down. Clip that first apex, there we go, beautiful. 2nd gear, clip the 2nd apex, charge out the corner, clip that apex, 3rd gear, 4th gear, up to 5th, repeat yourself, away we go. Need to chase that car down, rev it out, catch him up. As I say, great car, great graphics, do love it. So here you say what's next. Well, I am coming to the end of the circuit experience tests. So with that being the case, 2nd gear, oh, I've run that wide, that was really poor. The circuit experience tests are really over, and they've actually taught me a lot. I'm not the fastest driver, I've been around GT Sport, GT5, GT4, GT3 I never bought, GT2 I never bought because I didn't have a PlayStation 2. I got a PlayStation 3 downstairs, but I was more into PCs at the time when the PlayStation 2 was around, so never had one. Tried an Xbox, hate them. So here we go then, folks, approaching that next sector of track where we keep messing up. Let's find out what we do. We know the lifting is the key, so let's lift as we said. Lift early, there we go, lifted, coast around the corner. Change down to 2nd for this. Keep that ghost in sight round the corner. Now where are we going to brake? Where do we see it? Is it the 1st or 2nd flag? Oh, I've done it again. Too far. We've done it. Oh, there we go. Wiped out again. So I've got to brake on that first barrier, that first banner on the right hand side. We're 23 minutes in. Well, 22 and a half minutes, folks. Again, if you're still with us, thank you very much. So yeah, in terms of what I've got and what the channel's supposed to show you in the future, it's going to be GT7 for a while, I think. We're going to dip back into some other games that I've got, so I do like the driving games. So I've ACC, I've got it on PlayStation and the PC. Euro Truck Simulator, American Truck Simulator. I've got R Factor 2. I think the only game I haven't got is Automobilista 2. But that's not because I don't want it, it's because it's there on the purchase list, and when I get time I'll buy it and devote some time to it. I've actually got a 10-hour demo of Grid Legends to try out, which I'm going to do fairly shortly. I'm going to try and build up some videos with more appropriate content to me just blathering away like this one. But hopefully you're understanding the process, what it goes to win one of these gold trophies. I'm not going out there and just slamming the throttle down and winning it first time out. I'm a noob, folks. I say I'm a noob. I'm an old man. I've not got the reactions of youngsters, and I haven't got the top spec equipment. I'm just showing you it is possible with what I've got. And I know there's hundreds of you out there that do this on controller, and you're better drivers than me, because I can't do this kind of thing on a controller. I can't imagine going out to my car, grabbing a controller and driving my controller down the road. It does not feel right. So I knew that with Forza. Forza for me is nowhere near the game it should be, because I tried Forza many moons ago on a controller on the Xbox. I got rid of the Xbox. I couldn't do it. Couldn't work with it. And it was only the last 2 or 3 years I think that brought out decent wheels for the Xbox. So will I go Xbox again? I don't think so. I think I'll stay where I am. I can play most of those games now on the PC. So here we go, back to the focus on the track. We are coming down to this corner. We're lifted. Probably lifted too early. Put the throttle back on. Changed it down in a second. Hitting that apex. Coming through nicely. And I'm looking for that braking marker. Holy bitches. 3 times in a row, folks. And I know I'm going wrong. What the hell am I doing? Is it because I'm not focusing? So here we go. 26 minutes, 16 seconds in, and I haven't even completed a lap. Wow, think about that. And I probably put on the Circuit de la Sarthe, the Le Mans final lap attack. Here we are, folks. Did it first hit? Well, I hope I did you more justice than that and said it took me a few effort, folks, but this was the first time I ever completed a lap. So, oh, the car just didn't react how I thought it would then, and it just slid out to the left. What a shocker. Here we go. Back to the start, over the line, pull away from that ghost car, round the corner, straighten up, 6th gear, brake down at 2nd, dunk, 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 dunk. Apex did that nice and tight, and we are well ahead of the Ghost. Superb. Let's see if we can keep this on. It's at this point I get nervous. Do any of you get nervous? No, I'm ahead of the Ghost. I'm feeling good. I'm well ahead of the Ghost. He's disappearing out of sight already. 5th gear, flat out round the corner. There we go. I can barely see him in the mirror, and we're going to pull away. He's going to rev it out. So we'll be gone, gone, gone. Is this the lap, folks? Is this the one? Is this the one, he says. We can only hope. We're coming up to 27, 28 minutes done. Here we go. Brake down to this corner. He's come. He's passed me. How is that even possible? Anyway, let's keep focus on. Don't let that worry you. Chase it, don't race it. I just can't believe how quickly he came up. Did I really brake that early, or over brake that much? Wow, here we go, down the outside, around the outside. 2nd gear. Here we go, over the curbs. So if you have found this boring, I apologise. If you are interested in the progress and how it works, if you're interested in the channel, thank you very much. Appreciate the time you invest in me. I do look at the stats each day, probably too much. I do see what views I get. I do see how long people are watching. I am actively trying to improve the content. So if you have something to say, even if it's Jim, you could do this better, I want to apologise. My name is Jim, not Widdowmaker, for those that know. So, and I guess you did know that anyway, but hey. I am trying to improve the content. I'm new to this, I'm learning. I've been doing it 9 months, I know, but I'm also working and I've got a house to run and various bits and pieces, and it's the way it goes. So too wide on that corner. Are we going to brake in time for this one, or are we going to shoot through again? Brake, please. Here we go, hit the apex, and we've got it first time through. Here we go. Race that Ghost, no, chase it. Go up to 5th, up to 6th, don't stray too far left. Now what are we going to do at this corner here? We know it's actually flat in 6th. You can put it round that corner in 6th gear, turn it in, there we go. Turn it in on the next one. Do not lift. Do not lift. Run it to the left. Run it to the right. Think about changing down. Think about it. Brake. We run wide. We got a penalty. And we're behind the ghost. Oh my word. Brake at the known point. There you go. Third gear through there. We're going to break down at a second. What's happening to that penalty? Is it too much? First gear. Run for the line. First completed lap at the start, and it's gold by almost 2 seconds clear. How good is that, folks? And to wrap that up, I've got less than 15 seconds. So that was it. That was all the footage without a cut from Le Mans, how to get gold, and a little bit about me. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video. And now I've got 13 seconds more just to say, there's the friends. If you're on that list on the right hand side on any video, thank you very much. All the best, folks. Take care. We'll see you next time.